Welcome everybody, it's really nice to see you here at our seminar on sustainable solutions for cafes and restaurants in cutlery and tableware. I'm really happy to have you here, that you're interested in the topic, and first of all I would like to get to know you a bit. So can you just say a few words about your business and if there's already something that you do in sustainability?
Hello, my name is Katie and I'm in takeaway food business. We make the best burgers in town, so you definitely tried them, you couldn't forget. And we're also basically the greenest burger place in town because we were the first ones to use the biodegradable boxes for takeaway burgers.
Hi everybody, I'm Tamara and I own a chain of cafes across the country. We make good food, but we pride ourselves especially in the coffee we sell. Recently we have made the thermo coffee mugs that have our logo on it, and we sell it to our customers, and when they come with them it's obviously a more eco-friendly choice. And we're also looking into options to change our tableware and cutlery for takeaway food for bamboo or wood alternatives.
Hello, I'm Grace. I have a catering company, the best in town. We have really wonderful clients wanting really different events, so we have really wide specialization. And we have lately switched to biodegradable tableware. Previously we had plastic, but now we have this lot more eco-friendly solution.
Yeah, well, first of all, it's always great to get to know about new food places. So I'll definitely try your burgers and your coffee, and I'll keep you in mind for my future events. I'm happy to know that you already have thought about it, that you already taken some steps that you want to improve. My first question to you would be, what makes those solutions sustainable that you mentioned?
Well, we use those biodegradables, so they come from natural materials. They biodegrade, so it's great, I think.
Yeah, I mean, we're basically saving the world's oceans from and all the kind of fish who's eating the plastic and the plastic tide.
Yeah, it's correct that you kind of focus on plastic, because this has been the wider communication, you know, the turtles, what you mentioned, that plastic being the main issue here. But what we know now from the wider research on environmental impact of those things is that it's not the plastic, the material itself, which is the main problem here. If you think about it, what do you think could be the main issue?
Could it be that actually it generates waste still?
How could it?
Yeah, and it can't be the plastic.
Yeah, it
can't be recycled. Maybe.
I can't understand that point, because it will disappear by decomposing, isn't it?
The waste is, you all have some points here. The waste is one of the issues, but it's not just the waste. There's a larger topic in here, and maybe it's easier if you try to look at what actually makes the environmental impact of those things to have a better understanding. So let's look at all the options that you mentioned here. We have the plastic, which is the option that you had. We have the biodegradable plastic, which is a different kind. And then we have the thermal mugs that you used, right? Which are made from steel. Yeah.
And the customers can reuse it for maybe years to come.
Yeah. So that was actually like, if you would say that the options that you mentioned, you have the biodegradable and steel mugs. What's their difference?
So this, as I said, so the steel ones, the customer can, come with it like every day for maybe years, and then if I'm gonna give a customer coffee in a biodegradable cup, then it's just used once.
Yeah, but you have to wash them. I mean, there's this element of the washing the water use and the chemicals.
Yeah, but
and the mining, I mean, steel, it's really environmentally heavy, like production.
Yeah, but if you wash in the machine, it's also more environmentally friendly because it takes less water.
Well, Not everybody has a washing machine at home.
But I still think plastic is worse because you have to take out oil.
Okay, I'm writing here, you have the mining, we have the washing, which has a big difference if it's done manually or washing. If you have a cafe, you usually have machines that you can use them. We have the plastic waste. We had, are you mentioning oil production?
Oil mining,
Yeah.
I think it's really bad. So for me, plastic is still worse than washing.
Oil,
But
yeah.
for biodegradable, you need land to grow the biomaterial.
Okay, so we have
Okay, that's the point.
different natural resources which are also
but you
needed.
can do that
Okay,
organically.
I have read something about it, yeah.
Natural resources.
But no waste, I think, isn't it?
Yeah.
Or
Regarding the waste, how do you, what happens with your waste?
Well, there.
it will be taken away, just
Well,
waste company.
I was told the biodegradable boxes we use decompose in 40 days. There is no
Okay,
waste.
yeah, they disappear.
Do you know what is needed for the decomposition to happen?
No, I don't. I mean, it's a waste management business. The customer takes their waste and drops it somewhere, wherever they ate, and then it's the waste management company that deals with it, obviously.
This is also unfortunately the case. What the waste management company, or actually the company who sold you these dishes, what they often don't talk about is that the biodegradable plastic, it doesn't just decompose in a pile of waste. It needs to be collected separately with organic waste, and it needs to be taken to a composting company who composts it. So it has to be actually collected separately. What happens with your biodegradable waste? You said
Well, my company doesn't collect them separately. They all go in same pile, actually.
yeah. So the waste company actually, like, they don't separate them. Once it's mixed, it's mixed,
I feel betrayed.
and then it's taken to the landfill. So in reality, it happens. It's the waste as everything else. The biodegradable plastic, if it would end up in the ocean, it would stay there just like regular plastic. So this is one side of it. Anything else you feel like? Do you want to make a prediction? What do you think has the biggest environmental impact of these?
Well, just based on what I heard now, it has to be biodegradable plastic.
I think it's plastic. I mean, it's still oil and biodegradable. It's just, the fossil is definitely
All those turtles and everything that will be, yeah. So I think also that biodegradable, as we see that waste, it's bad, but
What about, you also said that steel and mining and the washing?
true, it's also
potentially could be the same.
Are you ready to see the results based on analysis?
surprise us.
So this is a report that I can share you later. So this is a scientific analysis that you can see the details.
What?
What do you see here?
A lot of questions.
So actually what you actually wanted us to see is steel is still the best solution?
Well, first of all, biodegradable is the worst, as I said. But what makes steel also better than the other solutions is that it's being used more than once.
Yeah, when I look at it, the 5-use steel is as bad as plastic actually. So yeah, if you have new mug every month, it's a problem. Yeah. So the point is, the more you use it, the better, isn't it?
Maybe you can also you can use the plastic and biodegradable also, I don't know, 25 times.
And that's what I'm thinking. It's why couldn't you just be reusing plastic, and why are we then banning it? And how is why is the biodegradable then even considered as a greener option? I'm very confused.
Okay, you had several questions. First of all, you proposed that maybe we can use the plastic several times. What did you just say? Have you tried using the...
Actually, no, I have catering company. They get so ugly. I know it's, I have tried.
How durable are these plastics and biodegradable
Even
plastics?
if they
Not
last,
really,
maybe
right?
some particles come into the food. Steel actually look nice and lasts a lot.
And then you had a question like, why are they on the market? Which is an excellent question. I've been asking the same thing myself. I don't know why are they allowed if they are not actually treated any better way and they are not actually a greener solution. So this is maybe a question to regulators. And yeah, this is a very valid question.
But well, what I'm seeing here is that yes, the biodegradable, very questionable, but I don't think it's that much about the material, but it's more about how many times we use it and the single-useness of it.
Uselessness.
Yes, exactly. Very well put.
So reuse should be made cool, actually, in my company.
So in fact, this is steel, but there are also like alternative you can also use. There are plastics also which are more durable, which can be used as a material. Steel is best in the sense that it is most durable and you can use it the longest. But in terms of maybe price and other options, there are more than just the steel as a durable option.
Are you sponsored by steel company?
I'm not. That's what I'm saying, that they're not just steel, there are also other options.
But it is questionable. I mean, my clients, they are price sensitive. The things I sell are, there's many packages a day that I use. I have no control over where they go. Also, my customers prefer biodegradable because they see it as a greener option. So I'm very confused here on like what then should be the solution for my takeaway business, because I just shifted to being to a very green solution, and now what I see is I have been making investments into a very wrong solution. Is there a chance that this chart could be wrong or changed?
Unfortunately, most of the data supports this, but all your questions are super good, super valid. They all need to be tackled. And first of all, it's not your fault that you made the choices, because like we said, they've been marketed super well. But if also the customers start learning that they're not so good, then maybe they might also start preferring other solutions. And all those questions about how to actually make it happen in reality, the cost, the management, the organization, all this, we can tackle this, and this is what we're going to tackle in the next part of our workshop, just after we come back from the coffee break.